The following program was paid for by Southern American Media.
Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. 50 degrees, Odie.
A little nipping there, but it feels pretty good. I can't complain about that too much.
Enjoy it while you can, because come May, we'll start seeing temperatures again into the 80s. But this week is not too bad. We'll see some gust, and I'll let you be the Smokey the Bear over there and tell everybody what not to do today.
Yeah, today is not a good day to burn. I know everybody wants to and piling up trees and debris in their yard, but today is not the day. These ambers can leave that pile and they can go 2 or 3 miles before they land on the ground and get caught back up. So,
well, I guess we need to address the topic across America and call it, is this the new George Jones of country music?
Oh, wow.
Do they call him No-Show Jones? As we pull up Twitter, let me just show you the headlines that are on Twitter this morning as we look at this. Right there, Morgan Wallen.
Well, you know, I think one of his biggest mistakes is you went to a school that's not known only for education, but they're known for partying.
It's the party capital of America.
Yeah, he found out he couldn't hang.
Oxford, Mississippi hosted Morgan Wallen. He made the first show, and as Hank Jr. once said, I didn't make the second show. And he didn't. It was said that he lost his voice. We're going to go a step further and assume something here and think that maybe alcohol may have been involved.
He knew where his voice was. He just didn't feel real good about it.
He couldn't use it.
That's right. Wow.
Now, y'all think about this. Say you live in Meridian, Mississippi. You live in Jackson, Mississippi. You drive all the way to Oxford. You're out $100 and something worth of fuel nowadays.
Back and forth, yeah.
It's Sunday night. You got to buy a motel.
You got to have food.
20 or so.
Oh, yeah, at least.
How much is food?
Oh, you're going to spend $20 a head.
Yeah. So we're looking at $400 to $500 roughly, maybe
and we ain't
3 to
bought
5.
Ticket yet.
Yeah, and some of those tickets, I think the nosebleed starts at over $100 a ticket.
Wow.
How would you feel this morning? Would you be happy about it? Upset? And you know, the one who's probably going to pay a lot is a lot of mom and daddies out there who footed the bill for these teenagers or so to go see this show.
Yeah, now they're out, and what do you do? Because a lot of that money's not going to be able to get back.
We are getting pricing now. Coca-Cola at the venue was $7, and a brewski was $20 a can. A can, y'all.
Wow.
Elizabeth.
Wow.
It's a big one.
I'm kind of like LaWanda. I mean, who is Morgan Wallen? I've heard a couple of his songs, but he's not somebody I would go see because
I can't identify with him.
I can't identify it.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying $7 for Coca-Cola. And I say that. I paid $3.25 for a bottle of water yesterday.
Well, you were in a desperate need.
You dang right. I'd pay $5 too.
That's a lot of money to invest in a show. And again, this is not the first time this has ever happened in country music. George Jones was notorious. He even had the nickname, they called me No-Show Jones.
But it's not going to be the last.
They couldn't show up. This guy's going to do it again. Yeah. But we've reached a point to where these concerts are mega millions. They're paydays for employees, family members. And you got to, at this point in time, grow up and be the person that you're representing because you're an employer. You're not just out there. There's people, the roadies, all these guys, and there's only certain times of the year that they get to work. If you'll remember during the pandemic, they nearly went broke. And then you've got somebody being the head of this department failing. My 2 cents.
And you make your living off of singing and doing some concerts. And you've got plenty of time if you want to party to go party. But right now, this is work. You ought not be drinking at work.
Now, I admit, back in '86 when I made it to Vicksburg and Hank Jr. stumbled to the stage, he didn't know he was there. He certainly didn't know any of the words to the song, but he did show Odie.
But he was there.
He was there. He couldn't sing, but by golly, he was there. But that's the headlines of what happened there at the Morgan Wallen concert last night. And a lot of ticked off people there. Oxford, Mississippi, as we look at that.
would be.
Let's see here. There's so much that went on over the weekend, but I wanted to do this. As Odie was out and about this weekend, we just got to show what Odie was into. Odie, tell me what I'm seeing here.
And that's right off the coast of Pensacola. We had a little family outing, and
wow,
it was beautiful. My wife's son and his wife called and said, "Hey, look, this weekend only, they're opening up the Naval Museum in Pensacola, and let's go." So we went and participated there. Went to the lighthouse.
Can I show Amy?
Yeah.
Is it okay to show your wife?
Yeah,
okay, all right. Let me put her up. There she is.
I'll make her look good.
She just got her hair done.
Yeah, and that wind was. I told her, I said,
it was
you should have took a hat.
Now, let's talk about this when we pull, because I know now I get a panic attack looking at this. I mean, my heart skips a beat. I've seen them from the outside, but I've never walked inside a lighthouse before. But this gives me the as they say, the willies. Just looking at this picture, how many feet is that?
It was 197 steps, and the entire lighthouse, that's all it was just a spiral staircase. It wasn't too bad. It did get a little bit of iffy when some people were coming down and you were going up, or when you were going down and they were coming up.
Could you feel it?
No, it was sturdy. It didn't move or anything like that.
But, I mean, you can see between every step that you take, you can see down.
You can see all the way. Yeah.
Oh, that's. Oh, I'm telling you, my heart skips thinking about that. I couldn't do it, Odie. And then there on the left, is this the naval? Let me pull that picture back up. The Blue Angels.
Yeah. So that was the Blue Angels exhibit at the Naval Flight Museum.
Yeah,
and it was really nice for them. I hadn't been, was in the Navy, so that I really wanted to go and check that out.
I have never in my life seen anything. I've never been to that, but the Blue Angels, that is just really an American treasure.
We didn't get to, but they've got a simulator where you can get in and fly the Blue Angels.
Really?
And there was 2 kids that got in. And one was probably, I'd say, 10, the other one 13, 14. And so they got in and strapped in, and then the little shed comes down. You know, it's one of those that the whole box does this.
Yeah.
And, well, as soon as they took off and it did that, you heard one of those little kids in there, it just went to screaming. And everybody's standing out there watching. You can't see them, but you can see what they're seeing in the airplane on the screen.
Right.
And when they were doing some turns and everything else, that poor little kid.
Squealing, huh?
Oh, yeah. He got out going, I'm glad to be off of here.
It will happen. Now, on the way, we got a couple of things. You missed out. We'll talk about the Great Bull Run in Meridian, Mississippi that happened over the weekend. Yeah. Also, we'll give you the latest of what we know of more bones have been discovered in Neshoba County, more human remains. We've got that and so many other stories that have happened over the weekend. So don't rush off. We'll be here to tell you about it in just a moment. If you're an outdoorsman, Garrett's Outfitters is a place to head to in Meridian. They have a complete line of gloves to keep your hands warm in these cold mornings, toboggans to block that wind, and America's favorite Carhartt, from the rugged overalls to slacks and shirts. Work boots and mud boots as well. Browse around the gun accessories and a complete line of just about any gun. Protect your investment, your guns, with one of the many Browning gun safes they have to choose from. For the outdoorsman in your family, it's Garrett's, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Have you been in an auto accident? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Don't settle for less and know your rights. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
Welcome back. Again, it is 50 this morning as we wait for a high of 70. Happy birthday goes out to Dr. Gibson. We don't know how old you are there, Doc, but happy birthday.
She wasn't going to give that away, was she?
No, she kept that to herself there.
Yeah.
Dr. Gary.
There.
Hope everything is fine.
Well, there's Linda. We missed that one.
What's that?
Linda says, happy birthday to my husband, Dr. Gibson. So she was the one up there on there. So Doc said she was looking out for you.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to be good.
Yep.
Now, as we mentioned, more bones have been found in Neshoba County. And what do we mean by this? Last week we got the announcement earlier in the week that a human skull at least had been found.
Yeah.
Not very much. Neshoba County deputies, Eric Clark, sent them out. Park, Mississippi Department of Wildlife joined, and they did a grid search. And this entire week, they've been doing grid searches of looking, has anybody been digging dirt? How did this get here? Well, yesterday, again, another bone has arrived to the scene.
Wow.
Now, they are be able to send this off to the crime lab in Jackson and hopefully be able to get some DNA out of this to where they can identify whomever this is. The possibility is not 100%, but it will give more clues to this as we find this. County Road 729, County Road 733, this is Highway 491, really, really close to the Kemper County line. We do know that officials lean toward this being a female. It's not 100% sure. They think this body, the remains, could have been there 2 years plus. So there's a lot of different things that have gone on over the last 2 to 10 years of who it could be and how it got there. So they are investigating. They're working hard behind the scenes. They also have Sheriff James Moore from Kemper County also very active in this because it is so close to Kemper County to where he'll be up to date on all the evidence as it all comes in. He's taking part of this also so that everything will work together and hopefully identify whoever this person is. We do hope.
That's imperative to be able to work across county lines like that. It's good to see that taking place. It makes this investigation go a whole lot smoother.
And as I spoke with Eric yesterday. This is one of those toughest investigations that you can do because there are no clues. All of this is from years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just arriving.
Yeah.
And there's not a crime scene. There's not. It's just scattered.
And then until you find out who they are,
yeah, you can't build a case.
You can't really build a case because you don't know where they came from, what was going on around them. Was it someone that was called in missing?
Yeah.
Don't really have a clue.
So we'll keep you up to date on this. And again, keep in mind now, Eric Clark and the deputies in Neshoba County are working extremely hard to solve this. I feel for them. I'd hate to be in their shoes of trying to come. That's a lot of head scratching on that one.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
Now, as I checked early this morning, these gentlemen have not been caught. Yesterday morning, Hinds County, 4 of them broke out of jail. At first, it was assumed that they were coming toward the Meridian area. The truck has been located earlier in Texas is where they found it. So they went west instead of traveling east. But you never know who, what, and how, where they'll end up as we look at this. These are the 4 gentlemen that have broken out of jail.
And this isn't their first breakout either.
Mm-mm.
They've done this before, so they've had practice.
Now, again, this is not their misdemeanor sort of, I'm going to call it that, it's not a major crime that they were in jail for, but this will get them some more time there.
Oh, yeah.
Serve your time, get it over with, and be done with it. All this does is add to it.
Especially if it's just a little misdemeanor.
Yeah. What was it in Oh Brother, Where Out There? I had 2 weeks. 2 weeks. When she was getting married, I had to go. You were chained to me.
Yeah, you was coming with me whether you liked it or not.
That's right. Now, this is a good and bad story all wrapped up in one, as we would quickly find. If y'all had the chance to read the headlines, what we posted this weekend, as we pulled this up there, this comes from our Facebook page. The Meridian Police Department was called out to a accident scene. What happened? It was an 8-year-old child that was struck by a vehicle. What we can now tell you, speaking with Cobbler over the weekend, was it's not as serious as we once thought. The child is going to be okay. We are so thankful of that.
God is good.
He is, because we could be telling you a different story at this point in time.
Yeah.
So
wow.
It's always good to give thanks for what has happened, and we do put up a good thank you there to the good Lord on that. Now we move to the next big sensation that happened in Meridian. I got word that there had been an accident on I-20, and it involved livestock. And I thought, well, that's kind of peculiar there.
Let's go check this out.
So we did that. And now this is the scene from the Lowe's parking lot right before the accident happened. As you can see, there he is right there. Be a little bit of talking here. That was the first video. That's cow number 1. Cow number 2 would be coming not long after that.
They was going on a hike.
Yeah, to say the least on that. And this is where we first showed up when I got to town. This was the scene that was going on at, and I think there's some talking on this, but let's pull this up. Now, this is right here at Superstop is where this is. The cow had left Lowe's and came on over to El Norte is where he was. As we pull this up, and as you'll see there's Cowboy pulling up.
They
Cowboy
realized
Chad.
that restaurant sold beef and he needed to leave, so he crossed the street quick.
Now, what happens in this video, and let's just move on over. Right here in this driveway, as we're looking here at MPD, the cow or the bull is right here behind this bush.
Just chilling out.
Yeah, over the top of this MPD cruiser, we were watching, and I want to say Cowboy comes on up. I'd have to go back and look at this. Here, let's, and again, this is live. Here it goes, and he's fisting to jump up.
There he is. What are y'all doing? Now you got a dog out here after me.
And the race began. He went right on over to the Holiday Inn, tried to check in. I guess he was going to spend a night, stay there.
Yeah, they were booked.
Yeah,
Everybody was coming back from the Morgan Waller concert.
That's true. And we had a good ending from this. Now, as I got, and I have to say this, Debbie Alexander, where is Debbie Alexander?
She's probably still riding around because she sure wasn't going to stop and give you a ride, was she?
I walked all the way over from El Norte down over toward Waffle House, and as the cow left, Debbie was in the neighborhood, and not once, Debbie, did you offer to give me a ride.
She was busy hiding.
Yeah, well, I put that camera on her. She commenced to climbing under the seat. But this would have a good ending, and I'm going to hope, because I have not checked this part just to make sure there's language, I'm going to make this smaller so that as you'll look at this in the background, this is where Cowboy loads him up here. They get it up on this hill here. They get the bull cornered and they rope him. And I have never really seen this done before, Odie, until then, of a bull that does not want to be loaded. Not quite like this. I've seen stuff. You take your cattle prodder and they get on, but I've never seen one in the wild that was running and was not going to give up. And this is the scene here of what went on there as they loaded him up at the end.
Yeah, look, I come up out of here and I don't want to go back up in there.
And he did not. Here's what it looked like there, and they give him an inspiration, and he's finally going to go up. Now, this is after his buddy walked out in I-20 and caused an accident, but he did not want on this trailer for nothing in the world. He just was not going for nothing. And we have to say a big thank you there to Cowboy Chad Hall. So many people know Chad in Meridian. He done an excellent job. And let me explain. Yeah. When I moved locations, I come up and I got a message that Chad had fallen in a hole and the horse had too. And I was getting told over the phone, hey, this is a 6-foot hole and neither one of them have gotten up. The horse is on top of him. And I thought, oh my gosh, something bad has happened. Ooh, yeah. So as I got there, the Meridian Police Department was set up, and just about the time that I got out of my truck, the horse gets up and Chad and him come up out of the hole. Neither one of them hurt. It was totally amazing. But this guy really went above and beyond. And everybody who pitched in to help get this bull back loaded again. And I felt for the guys that owned it. I think they were passing through town, stopped for something, and 2 bulls got loose.
That's, and then to see the community come together and help him.
They did.
Get his livestock. So he could get back on the road.
But let me tell you, that as I saw so many comments of Cowboy Chad, that was not his first rodeo. He knows what he's doing. That man is tough, let me tell you, to have gone what he went through of falling with the horse on top of him, getting up, dusting it off, and going back at it. Worked for another 2 hours.
Yeah, we've got to get this bull. I can't sit here and call the concert off.
So, that's right. He wasn't a Morgan Wallen. So we salute you, Chad. Job well done. And again, all the countless people, the two guys that come up and held the ropes as Chad had him up against the trees. Thank y'all so much for what you done. It was above and beyond, going above the call of duty for your community. So we appreciate that.
Yep, definitely.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
Welcome back. And that reminds me of, that is the most comfortable apparel that you can own, is a good pair of overalls. Boy, that's got more pockets and more room than you can shake a stick at.
And breathable?
Yep, I like those.
Oh, yes.
So if you ain't never owned you a pair of overalls, do so. Now, you missed out on the great bull run of Meridian. Also, you missed out on the Threefoot Festival, Odie.
It was terrible. Charlene was sending me some pictures.
Oh, I saw your sister at the red light. She was yelling. I kept saying, roll up your window. Nobody wants to hear you.
Exactly.
She just kept on.
Golly, she's the only person I know got thrown out of church.
Talking too much.
Well, she's getting rid of the demons.
Here we go, the courthouse lawn on Saturday as we see this West Lauderdale band getting ready to do all this. A scene from downtown Meridian as people taken to the streets. And, of course, the petting zoo was there. Always fun to see the petting zoo. And I want to say I got a close-up of a goat here. There we go.
Look there. Hey, goat.
There was plenty of goats. And, boy, the scene of downtown as you see the American flag from the great folks over at the fire department that do that each event that we have, some kids crossing the street there, and it just went on and on. Sweet lady there. We had our picture made together. It was just a load of people. McQueen.
I tell you what now, that officer right there, David Paul McQueen, that guy is dedicated.
Oh, yeah.
And he loves this city 100%. And that guy he's right there for anything you need.
That's right.
I mean, wonderful friend, brother. That's him.
All the businesses downtown know him there.
Yeah.
And even a few folks there got to have some hot dogs across there from the Threefoot Brewing Company. So great turnout, and I hope you had a chance to swing by and take a look at what was going on. Let's see here. I was seeing if there was any more pictures there from the stage. And as you look across it, it's just beautiful as you look at the skyline of Meridian. What a perfect day for weather to be out and about for that. Now, this general area here, for some reason, wasn't as crowded as it now. I think they spread it out further this time to where in the past there at City Hall, it was a lot of people in the past.
But that's how people want us, how do we take our city back? Little things like this right here. When you start showing up and supporting these events and you make fun activities that continue to go on, the good will eventually push out the bad. It's just a matter of time. But festivals like this, the Threefoot Festival, and even the third Thursday, the full moon on 5th, those things right there is what pushed bad out. And we need to continue to support these little organizations that do that.
Also, Friday morning, we would tell you about the fire that broke out at Anheuser-Busch or Mitchell Companies, however you want to word that, here in Meridian. This is 49th Avenue, and I went over after the morning show and took pictures of what went on. And, of course, they wanted to say thank you for the community, the outpour of help of what went on. This is arson, 100%. It was set. He's on video dumping gasoline. Hopefully, and they know who it is. So hopefully charges are forthcoming. As we look at the damage, and this is going to be an expensive thing to fix. Here's Budweiser. This is the side that faces the Lauderdale County Co-op right there. All down through here. I walk down the railroad tracks, as you'll see there. All of that burned all the way up. Here's a side view of that. And this is a loading dock area there. And as you can tell, everything back there was destroyed. It's not going to hurt operations. You know, that could have got ugly right there with that sitting there.
Yes, it could.
But that's a closer look what happened at Mitchell Companies over the weekend, or Friday morning when that all happened. We hate it. We do hope this person is brought to justice and charged with the full extent of the law. Now,
Oh, yeah.
talking out loud, do I know this? No, this is just a talk show side of this. It looks to be possibly somebody that could be of the homeless crowd. But why dump gas? I don't get it. What is the reasoning behind it? Or is it just plain a person that goes out and does this all the time and we just didn't know it?
You know,
Could be.
A firebug is a firebug. But still, you know, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
There's no purpose to that.
Now, another thing that happened on Friday, and I've had so many people saying I want to know more about this, and let me show you what I posted. I got word that something had happened at Kemper Academy on Friday morning. There were deputies, Kemper County deputies, all over the place as parents arrived with notes on the doors and going, well, we hadn't heard anything. Well, we try to tell you what we know as it happens, and this is what we know. This is the letter that came out from Kemper Academy. As you may have noticed or heard, an abundance of caution for a student, faculty, and staff. We have law enforcement present at our school this morning. I want to emphasize that the law enforcement presence is in abundance of caution. Nothing is more important than ensuring a safe and secure learning environment. And it goes on to say all that. But a threat was made to the school. They did call in law enforcement to be on the extra safe side, which should always be done.
Oh, yeah.
Law enforcement is taking it very seriously. They're watching it. I got in touch with James Moore, and he told me at that moment there was no threat. So they're watching it. They know who made the threat, and I'm sure charges are forthcoming in this because you cannot threaten a school where children go. And as we learn more about this, we will pass along information to you also. A lot of you have grandkids that go there.
Yeah, it's tough, and you know, you just don't go into a theater and yell fire. And the same thing here, you don't pose threats to a school because that's
Yeah,
for a lot of kids, it's the safest place they've got.
that's right.
It's the only place they eat. It's the only place they get loving. It's the only place they have someone that says, "I care about you," and then they have to go home to
Whatever it is.
And,
I've never heard it quite put that way before, Odie.
It's really tough. I mean,
That's
some
tough.
of these kids don't go home to a home.
Yeah, and that's in every school system in America.
All the way, yeah. It's not regulated to one area, one state. It's everywhere, and it's a sad, heart-hurting moment.
To my knowledge, school operations will be normal today, and as always, they'll be watching this very carefully. We're coming back with more. Y'all don't be running off trying to get something out of the refrigerator because we're watching, right, Odie?
That's right. We'll know.
Bring on the amazing colors of spring. It's the perfect time to spend in the yard. Al's Garden and Gift voted the best place to shop for beautiful bedding and vegetable plants, shrubs, hanging baskets, succulents, roses, and ferns in the state. Full line of mulches, soils, sod, and longleaf pine straw available for freshening up flower beds. There's always unique gifts, candles, pottery, and new shipment of delicious gourmet sauces, spices, rubs, jellies, and jams too. Bloom with happiness. Come visit the expanded nursery today at Al's Garden and Gift.
J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
As we talk about careers, boy, MCC, you've heard us talk about this. They offer so many different jobs that can train your future and change the livelihood of what you do.
Oh, and it's awesome to have a job that you do something for a living to provide for your family, but yet at the same time, you're making a difference in someone else's life. And you can do that by getting into the physical therapy assistance program at MCC.
You sure can. And this is the way you do it. You just go right here. Let me show this picture. You just go there and you go to their webpage, and you can find out so much more of what they have. There's so many different careers. Physical therapists there. Yeah. You can help at hospitals, outpatient clinics, long-term care facilities. All of this being done there. Home health care, whatever the need is.
Yep.
They'll train you, get you ready, and, boy, it'll certainly pay off in the long run for what you do.
You'll enjoy what you do.
484-8613. Give them a call there. Tommy Winston is the director of that department. He can tell you more, or just call the switchboard. They'll direct you.
Let you know who to talk to and get you set up to get in that class and get this time started to change your life.
From a stethoscope to a hammer. They got it all, don't they?
They got it all.
Woo, see them.
I love it.
All right, Odie, let's get into what happened today in history and see if we remember any of this stuff. Well, let's go back. I have to go back to the movie of, we brought it up earlier there, that was filmed in Mississippi when they got chunked out of, he said, is it all the Woolworth or just this Woolworth? Do you remember that?
Can I go back in any of them?
1913, the great Woolworth building, and that's a toughie to say, the Woolworth.
Woolworth.
Opened up $13.5 million in 1913 to build that building. And we were referring to that scene in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? When he was thrown out of the Woolworth for fighting.
And, yeah.
That's how he did it.
You know, we'll get you.
He's in love with that woman. He couldn't help it.
Yes, he was. Well, he's getting his Dapper Dan, though.
Yes, he was. 1922, a guy named John Cannon was born. You're not going to know the name, but he was in a lot of shows, but you'll remember him as the head detective in McCloud. Anybody remember that?
Golly. I didn't know his name.
I didn't either.
Yep.
He was the head of detectives there, but he won Adam 12. I've seen him guest appear in it and on the different shows that he was on. But McCloud was pretty cool as a kid there, as I watched my favorite heroes always rode horses and rode around, and he'd ride his through New York.
He sure did.
1934, I guess she's been in a lot. I can't name their movies she was in. It just, can you?
You know, I want to say...
name.
Some when she has been much older. Don't know of any that she was in when she was,
We're at a loss of words.
Yeah. But
I should have looked that up. But I know the name.
Oh, well. I know the name, and y'all do, too. I know this name.
Yeah, I'm just thankful I didn't roll over this morning and look at this and go, whoa.
Ooh, I learned a long time ago, Coyote Ugly.
Barbara Streisand was born on this day. And what we joke about that is, it's, in my opinion, that attitude that makes you look that way. She is not my type of woman.
No, not at all. Her train of thought
don't match ours.
Don't match ours at all. Nope.
Down here. What was? And I think you're referring to that skit from Saturday Night Live, wasn't it? Where the coyote, where he woke up next to something that didn't look desirable, had to gnaw his arm off. Had the fake arm.
Yeah, I'd rather gnaw my arm off than wake her up to get it out.
Back when comedy was comedy.
Well, the good stuff.
Let's go back to the Oak Ridge Boys. You remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight, trying to love two women is like a ball and chain. One's got my heart, the other's got my money. Yep. Well, Richard Sturban was born on this date. This guy right here on the left, that deep voice there from the Oak Ridge Boys. And, of course, you can't forget. What was that big song you like to sing by them?
Elvira.
My Heart's on Fire.
I saw them in concert in 1985.
Where at?
Fort A.P. Hill, Virginia, for the 75th Annual National Boy Scout Jamboree.
What were you doing? You were there for the Jamboree?
I was. I was an Eagle Scout. And
they're going to put you on a poster for being a Boy Scout. You know, that didn't work out for me so good being in the Boy Scouts. My first trip of the, they were trying to recruit me to be in the Boy Scouts, and so they finally talked me into going.
You went snipe hunting.
Porterville, Mississippi is where we ended up in the still of the night, and all they had to eat was chitlins.
Ooh.
And I thought, it ain't for me. I never went back. That ended my career of the Chitlin Boy Scouts Jamboree.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
So I was
ain't
never a
eating no
Boy Scout.
chitlins neither. We had plenty of other stuff. I enjoyed being a scout, and they put on a heck of a show for us.
That broke me.
I bet it would.
Let's go back to probably one of the funniest comedies that ever made it to the screen. Anybody remember watching Caddyshack? You remember this guy from there? Where he thought he was going to get that from the judge, the scholarship to go to.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the whole thing, he was kissing up to the judge, so to speak. Ted Knight, wasn't it?
It was Ted Knight.
It was funny. And of course, Rodney Dangerfield really made that show.
It's a Baby Ruth. It's okay.
I bet most did not know this, but I thought I would share this picture because on this date, 1964, she would go audition for the part. Now, this throws a whole new would you rather Ginger Marianne. I had no idea that Raquel Welch auditioned for the role of Marianne. Did you know this?
I did not.
Okay, you tell me. And I hate that I don't have the other picture of Marianne, but here it is she went to audition. Does it doesn't have that wholesome look, does it?
It doesn't.
She has a woman of experience look.
Yeah, that right there is more of a ginger look.
Yeah, it sure is.
They did perfect with Marianne. Leave her alone. They did absolutely right. Marianne is Marianne. I don't think
she had that smile that
Raquel
was
would've done
just
it.
so innocent.
And she had the pigtails.
Yeah. Raquel's a beautiful woman.
She is.
She would have made
a better Ginger.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yep.
Ginger just left and had no personality. I heard she went to be a librarian at one point.
Well, she didn't have to talk.
That's true. 1966, this was a beautiful woman. And it went to the comic books today. I didn't even know they had a comic about this.
I didn't either.
But in 66, this beautiful lady made it there. I Dream of Jeannie. I guess you're big when you make it to the comics.
I guess so. I guess that's the tell-all. But that was a good little show. And
Major Nelson.
man, master.
All right, 1979, Georgia would finally come around to making this the official state song. And if you've ever gone to Stone Mountain and watched the light show, it usually kicks off with the state song of Georgia.
He can do it.
He sure can. Of course, that's the way it was. The great Ray Charles, as he got his song made the state song of Georgia.
Man.
That was a good song. And, of course, I always liked, what was it, Rainy Night in Georgia. A lot of people re-recorded that. 1982, did you own this or did your sister own this?
You know, probably Charlene probably owned it.
This would be, she made a lot of money off of this because this was the first person, I think, that did it. And then it would be tons after it. But Jane, she hit it with her first workout video.
That's before she went crazy.
We just didn't know it then.
Well, yeah, she was already crazy.
Jane
She didn't
Fonda.
go public.
Yeah. She went full throttle public after that. 1982, this young lady, and she's got a talk show, she's a talented singer, and she's also on The Voice. And what are we getting ready for tonight?
We're watching that tonight, The Voice tonight. We've got to watch. We've got our friend Holly Brand is going
to take the stage.
And this will be, can she make it? Can she push through and make it to the next step? So we'll see. She is on Kelly's team.
Yeah, it is. And so it kind of fits together as it's Kelly's birthday.
That's right.
Wow. But Holly, from all of us here in Meridian, we do wish you the greatest of luck tonight on that. And I know you're going to represent Meridian very well. So
already has.
Yes, she has.
But we'll continue to do that.
From Miss Mississippi to the stage of The Voice.
And you've got our support right here to push you on. We're going to be right there with you.
Many, many moons ago, a guy named Don Williams, who was also known as the gentle giant of country music, recorded a song. It was called It Must Be Love. Along come this guy named Alan from Georgia that made a song called, what was the album there, Under the Influence, one of the best I've ever picked up. And it had this song on here, and it was released today, would become a number one. It Must Be Love, It Must Be Love. That's Alan Jackson. It was a big song. Hopefully y'all remember that.
Yeah.
A few things that happened on this date. It's not as many today as some days, but those were the notable things that I could find.
And those were good ones to talk about, and had some good things in it. It's always good to go back in history. You know, we always say, if you don't look at the history part, we can repeat it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people as fond of Jane Fonda. Kind of works there, Jane.
Yeah.
Her dad, Henry, I think was a great guy. Something you can't control what your kids do.
Well, and then, when you marry a network owner.
Forgot about that.
TBS, Turner Broadcasting. You think that you can just spread your message, no matter if people will understand it or go with it, and shove it down people's throat, but you can't.
It doesn't work that way.
No, and see where that took off.
Yeah.
Ted Turner, that was it, wasn't it?
Yep, Ted Turner.
Ted Turner.
7:40 already this morning. We'll be right back. Y'all put a smile on for us. Are you looking for a trustworthy place to buy your next car or truck? Visit my friends at Massey Supermart Auto Sales. They've been doing business since 1955. There's a reason they've been in business for so long. They have fair prices, superior service, and repeat customers. For your next quality pre-owned vehicle, it's Massey Supermart Auto Sales. Taking care of your car needs at 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Nothing adds more value to your home than well-manicured landscaping. Distinctive Borders can transform the look of your residential or commercial landscaping with continuous decorative concrete curbing. Distinctive Borders adds an attractive, durable, and permanent solution that will add value and prestige to the overall appearance of your home's landscape. Choose from a custom range of colors and patterns at an affordable price. Call them today for your free estimate and design idea. Distinctive Borders, 601-490-3678.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. Well, as we talk about what's going on at Maples One Stop, as a lot of summertime specials are happening. You're out, you're hot, you're cutting grass, doing something, need something to drink. 2 for $5.29 Gatorade there, that 28-ounce bottle.
Yeah, that's them big ones. That ain't them little bitty ones.
2 for $4, you can get yourself a 20-ounce Pepsi. Nowadays, that's a good price on that. See them at Maples.
Yeah.
And, of course, these energy drinks, they got a lot of those to choose from. And then just your normal things that you need, like food.
Food that keeps you going, and not just plain old food, but you've got the good chicken strips, the good potato logs. Cozyville's got the plate lunch. Man, and it's good. It changes all the time. You can't beat it. Clean place, nice employees. They're very welcoming. Go by and see them. You'll be glad you did, and supporting local business.
There you go. That's Maples One-Stop Shop. Visit with them today. Well, as we've often said, we talk a lot about Clark County. Let's go back down. I'm telling you, it's zero. Let's go to Clark County. Hot Topics as we pull it up. Whoops. We thought it was gunshots, but somebody shot some firecrackers, and they show up on the scene to make sure it wasn't anything bad. Always on the job. Good job, fellas.
I mean, hey, they're there. And they found out the answer.
Yes, they did. And that's what that whole thing is about there.
Yeah.
They respond to whatever it is and make sure and take the worry out of it. So big thank you to the Clark County Sheriff's Department for what they do. Fantastic there. Let's see. I thought I'd show this from Lake Edens. This is what was happening Friday night as those storms rolled through. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is beautiful.
Lake Edens. Y'all have a little piece of heaven down there if you've never been into Jasper County and been to Lake Edens.
Exactly right.
Let's go over to Newton, because I totally understand this. If I were to lose my pet, I would be upset. Now, this has been missing, I believe, since April the 10th. We got a pup missing, y'all. Be on the lookout here. Ruger.
Yeah, Ruger.
blue healer there. That number 601-668-4038. If you happen to see Ruger in the neighborhood, they'd love to have it back. It's tough when you become so close to your pet, and then they were taking him inside the vet, and his collar broke, and he commenced to running.
Oh, so no collar on right now.
Right. So we thought we would tell you about that. Now, on the outskirts of Meridian over the weekend, Highway 145 South, about where the big bull run was, where the White Castle is, there was an accident late Friday night as we pull this up. Right there, as Hillcrest Drive comes out there, rollover accident, a pick-em-up truck. No serious injuries, but it kind of slowed things down there for a minute.
I bet it did. One lane coming down the hill.
Yeah. Now, I couldn't think of a good way to describe this, so I put it this way.
There was no better way.
We had a disagreement, a large disagreement on 20th Street over the weekend. I'm telling you, the messages that I got said they all out there squabbling and scrapping. So we put it up that way. No one was arrested by the Meridian. By the time the Meridian Police Department arrived with the blue lights, everybody was gone.
That when I knew exactly what was going on when I saw that.
Yeah.
And I said, I like it. And I think Denise commented on there, where did you find that pic? That was
got to have Starsky and Hutch show up to a few things around Meridian to solve a crime.
Exactly. Exactly.
We did the gas station right past. You know why people do this? I don't know. But we had a young lady that was near up on Roebuck Drive at a gas station go in and lock herself in the bathroom. Wouldn't come out till the popo arrived. Now, I don't know what you get out of doing that.
You know, maybe.
You had to fill in the blanks for me there.
Yeah.
Yet again,
just guess.
As we look at the 39 bypass, which I still call 45, which would be out by AutoZone, by the Coca-Cola plant as you go up to turn left to go to Johnson Dodge. We had another incident there Friday afternoon. And this is just kind of a common thing as you go right through there. We had a fender bender there. Let me see if I can blow this up just a little bit better there. But the scene of another accident, it happens all the time there. So we're telling you that so that you'll be careful this afternoon as you go by.
Yeah, to me, that's the old 45. 39 stops right there where all that merges.
Yep.
That's 45 up to the light. From the light back to the interstate, that's still Highway 19 South.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Front Street.
Now,
I don't know when all this...
It is just as confusing as Highway 19 and Highway 1180 and College Park. Who knows what... And then right there at Crossroads... Do you call it 19 or you call it 39 or what do you call it?
Yeah, who knows what
it's like under the bridge it's called one thing and on this side of the bridge it's called something else.
Yeah. I mean, you're just
lost.
You're just lost.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a GPS.
52nd Street and North Hill Street. And,
if you were tootling along Friday afternoon, I believe it was Friday afternoon, you notice an abundance of Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department cars everywhere and you go, well, I wonder what they're doing over there talking to that gentleman. And there might be like tons of them. Here's the picture there of the scene. Whoops, the car you might be riding in might be hot and stolen.
Ooh, that's asking.
That will get the attention of Billy Solly.
And they just want to talk to you, that's all.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the conversation ended in the end, but it wasn't good.
They just wanted to start out with, hey, who are you?
Yeah, where'd you get this at?
Where'd you get this car?
Did you get a good deal on it?
That's it.
Can you imagine that? Let's see here. Sad news as we go to Vicksburg area, Warren County. A small child was come up missing. He was found in a pond, and that changes the tone of what we're talking about. But boy, our condolences to the family involved in that. That's just horrible there. Let's see. We had a few other things that went on statewide as we look. Well, this is Lauderdale County, and this would go to MDOT. These guys that, they pull over things that pass through.
Oh, yeah.
10 kilos of cocaine found in Lauderdale County. Woo.
Well, that's a lot.
What
is a kilo?
I couldn't tell you. But it's a lot, isn't it?
2.5 pounds, 2.3 pounds.
10 kilos.
So, 25 pounds of cocaine, that's a lot.
Let's see here. Authorities are saying that Jose Hernandez and Jose Lopez Hernandez, they just about have the same name. One is Jose Anders Hernandez and Jose Lopez Hernandez were arrested, charged with aggravated trafficking of cocaine. They got to be kin.
They got to be kin. Yeah.
I would think. But that happened on Tuesday of last week as we're just now getting word on that. So we found out about that there. They've been busy.
Big truck.
Yeah.
They just lost that big truck.
Where was I going? I was out on 45, and I didn't even know that state troopers now have creepers, but they were all up underneath that truck. I was like,
they were going to find them a way to check it out.
I was thinking that guy's having a bad day, real bad.
Just sit right over here, and we'll be right back with you.
As we go to our next headline out of Meridian, a Meridian man has been sentenced to 5 years for possession of a firearm by a felon. Now, let's just give advice, friendly advice from Otis and Scotty Ray. You've been to jail and they tell you can't have a gun. Don't have one in the car when the cops pull you over.
Here's what everybody's been trying to get to. Is there a law that says a felon cannot have a gun?
I think there is.
And it's been a law for a long time.
Yep, that's the last I remember. Yep.
So how good did that law work out?
Boy, he'd been punished. Patrick Terrell Lewis, 31, has been found guilty. Been sentenced 5 years for that. That's
the law doesn't work. You can have a law against guns, but only an honest man's gonna abide by.
That right there proves it there.
So, to go ahead and take your laws and see what happens with it.
This one, and we always, I've shown never anything that is horrible, but I have shown before of a wreck that involves a motorcycle and a car for the main reasoning of showing that a motorcycle, you can be very hurt. Now, this is no one in the pictures is what I'm talking about. It'll show a motorcycle in the ditch and a car here. As we learned, we go to the Oxford area over the weekend. A gentleman that was 32 was killed in a wreck. Him and a 71-year-old man had an incident. Car and motorcycle. The motorcycle rider did not make it. Condolences go out to that family. Life is fragile. Be careful with motorcycles.
Yeah, and it's not safe. Motorcycles are not easy to see. You've got to be looking for them.
That's right.
It's warm.
It's going to be a lot more.
Out, so make sure that the road's clear before you pull out.
It's campaign season. Do yourself a favor and elect Reed Tree Service. Got a tree that scares you each time that it sways in the wind? Elect Reed Tree Service to remove that threat. Have storm winds knocked a tree down in your yard and you want it gone? Elect Reed Tree Service. Professional, experienced, insured. Call Mike 601-416-1233 and elect Reed Tree Service for all of your needs. Tell them Scotty Ray sent you.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Hi, I'm Nick Lisi. I am owner of Pinch and Tails Crawfish Shack here in Meridian, Mississippi. We are located right across the street from the Subway Sandwich Shop, right next to the Little Griddle. If you're a seafood lover, we have the absolute best seafood in town. We carry crawfish, shrimp, lobster tails, raw oysters, snow crab, corn potato sausage, all the fixins. And for all of your special orders and catering needs, please call 601-934-0598. We're located in downtown Marion.
And welcome back as we talk about our friends over at the Farm Supply. That's where you find them, 49th Avenue, exit 151, where you find the hottest chicks and Meridians that we've talked about. A few of these ladies are left. They need a home. They'd love to see you. Kids love them. It's nothing quite like it. It gives responsibility also to have chores each day. A bunch of sod and flowers and just anything that you're looking for in the garden center. Maybe you need a water hose. Maybe you need a pair of gloves. They've got it in those. I don't know what you call those. What do you call those little things you dig with, Odie, in your garden? Those little looks like a miniature shovel.
A spade.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They got those for you there also. Flower pots galore and any seed that you might need to plant, whatever. A place to sit down and watch. It all happens there with bird houses and more. Exit 151, Lauderdale County Farm Supply. They opened up at 7:30 this morning. Been open, about 20 minutes
Yeah,
now?
about 20 minutes. Well, I mean, golly, we're getting close to the end of our hour.
I know. It is flown.
We keep telling y'all it's the fastest hour on TV.
Now, I mentioned this earlier this morning. The judge passed away from Dancing with the Stars earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Also, do you know the guy who plays Victor on The Young and the Restless? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Let me show you. This is from Fox News here. Let me show you a picture of him right there. This guy right here. He's been diagnosed with cancer. So if you're a big Victor Newman fan on the TV show Restless, Young and the Restless, you'll know that.
And Dick Van Dyke's going back to him.
He's going back in the movies. Could you believe that?
97 years old.
He is...
I got to get up and go to work now.
He does. Hey, I failed to mention this in Clark County. I believe it was the Enterprise area. A naked woman was arrested.
I saw that, and I was like, uh-oh. They're stretching out. It could be a long-distance relationship.
See, it started in Meridian, and now it's, furthering itself.
But she didn't care.
No. Somebody found her some clothes.
She was still naked when they drove up on her.
Yeah. I wouldn't make it as a police officer. I really wouldn't. What do you think you're doing? Have you lost your mind?
Idiot!
I would say the wrong thing at the wrong time, and then it would be taken wrong. And I just
somebody bring me a truck. She ain't getting in my car in the back seat.
Yeah, because who's gonna clean it?
Yeah,
somebody's got to do it. Yeah. Tomorrow, expect this, and no word yet if the high sheriff was on the scene or not. We're waiting, or was it our chief deputy? We don't know if he arrived at the scene.
Well, we'll see when...
Check on that in the next summit you have and see what they have to say about this.
That's right. I'll find out. We have our weekly summit.
There we go. Hey, we're going to find out tomorrow. They're already saying it's coming. Biden will announce his bid for the White House in 24. It's coming. The campaign is getting ready to kick off. He's going to announce it.
They'll have to remind him because he'll forget he's going to do that tomorrow.
That's true. That is true.
Poor fellow.
Oh, let's see. He had a guy that was arrested in Louisiana over the weekend. What did he do? He broke in and took pictures of dead people. Why would you want to do that?
That's
bad.
That's strange.
We'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks for dropping by and being part of the show.
Good morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: